welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you consider subscribing. I am sharing with you today my first trimester symptoms and breakdown of how it all went. My husband and I just announced last week that we are expecting baby number 2, which we are insanely excited for. But the first trimester has been very, very difficult. And we'll talk a little bit more about that here soon. But because of that, I was not able to record every 2 weeks updates, which is what I was planning on doing once I got pregnant. But I'm going to give you the full breakdown of my first trimester here. And this is actually how I got into watching YouTube in the first place, was when I was trying to get pregnant with my first child, my son Micah. I was watching pregnancy test reactions and pregnancy updates and all of those things, and I absolutely loved it. And I found a ton of women that I still follow and watch YouTube every single day, and that's what made me love YouTube. So now I'm so excited that I get to kind of go back to where I started it and get to share with you guys my journey. So I'm super stoked. And let's get going. So I have my notes here because I have no brain, which all you mamas know. But I found out that I was pregnant on July 13th. And if you missed my reaction and all of that, definitely check out my last video. I will have it up here in the cards and down in the description box. So if you missed it, go watch it. It was definitely a shock, but super exciting. But the day before, so on the 12th, I was not feeling myself. I'm pretty in tune with my body. I know kind of what's going on with it really well, but something was just off. And I was still a week away from my expected period. So when I found out in July, I had only had 3 postpartum periods, and they were all over the place because my body was trying to re-regulate itself. So I had 0 clue when my period was going to happen. And so because of that, I had no clue, when I was ovulating, there was 0 tracking going on. So I felt off, and I started feeling some things that I felt prior in pregnancy with Micah. And so on the 12th, I started feeling nauseous. I went to go eat breakfast, and I was a little upset, and I was like, okay, that's strange. And then I wasn't really feeling like eating lunch, which was weird. Decreased appetite, which if you know me, I plan my entire day around eating. So to not want to eat, that's weird for me. I felt nauseous, and it was continuing to be that way throughout the entire day. It wasn't super bad, but it was enough to be noticeable. And so I'm like, okay, well, we got 2 things here. I'm either pregnant or I'm sick, because I never get nauseous. That's the only time I ever do. So I'm one of those 2. And then I started getting hot flashes, and I was like, okay, I'm definitely either pregnant or sick, because when I was pregnant with Micah at the very beginning, hot flashes were one of my big symptoms. The third thing that started to be weird was my armpits started itching, which sounds super crazy. Pregnancy is a joy. My armpits, the last time I was pregnant as well, started getting welts under them, and just randomly, right at the beginning, got welts, and it lasted that way through the entire pregnancy. I switched deodorants. I tried 4 different kinds of everything. Okay, so now we are done with first early symptoms. I now know I'm pregnant, and moving forward from that, I go get a confirmation test. I'm pregnant, yay. Still feeling nauseous, still having the same couple of symptoms, and looking forward to my 8-week appointment with my doctor and ultrasound. All of that's going to take place in a couple of weeks. And the nausea started increasing, and it was okay at first, and then got pretty not so good. And then I felt like I was like sick. I felt like I was fighting the flu completely. That was the only way I could explain it. I felt like I was fighting the flu. My body wanted to be laying down, horizontal. I could not sit up. It hurt so bad. My head would pound, my everything would hurt. Laying down was the only way I'd feel somewhat better. And then the only things I could get down were like some crackers maybe, and maybe some Gatorade, some water. It was like I was sick. Popsicles. And I was like, okay, like hopefully this will pass. It didn't. It got worse. And so my husband's a commercial fisherman. He had to go out fishing. My mom had to come over to Petersburg and stay with me and for basically take care of me and my son, because I was incapable of performing normal daily life tasks. It didn't even have to be like cooking or cleaning or anything like that. I literally could barely get Micah dressed. Like, I was not feeling good. That's how all of that went. And until 8 weeks, we went to the doctor, and because of COVID, Eric was not allowed in, which was very sad. But he got to like FaceTime in, basically. They had like a system where he could call in. And my doctor was absolutely great. We started talking about everything and talked about the nausea, and because I was sitting there upright, like dying. And so he could obviously tell I was not feeling well. And what I was describing, I guess, he said that when people get nauseous during pregnancy, there's like a scale that they follow of like, okay, if you get to here, we'll give you this medication. If you get to here, we'll try this one. If you get to here, we'll try this one, trying to like see where you're at. And so what he was like, what I'm hearing from you is that you're already over here. So we're gonna try this med. And so I was like, okay, perfect. We're gonna try that med. And then also while we were there, I was talking to him about some odd pains that I was having in my lower abdomen. And that was actually kind of scary for me because I did have a C-section prior. I was starting to feel some pain in like my incision area and to my right side. And they felt exactly like they did when I was about 6 months postpartum. Like when things were starting to like heal pretty well, I think I could feel like sharp pain would shoot across randomly and then it would stop. Like that was it. Or like discomfort in my like right side where they did something because they also nicked a nerve and I'm numb on that side, which is a weird thought. My skin's numb, but I can feel all the insides. So I was feeling this same pain and I'm laying in bed not feeling well, and I'm just watching TV on my side and I coughed or sneezed, can't remember, one of those. And pain just shot right across. And so obviously it was a little scary. I've never had a C-section before. I've never had surgery before. And I'm like, this is what's going on. Apparently it's totally normal. So if any of you have had a C-section and have experienced the same things, let me know down in the comments, please, because it did freak me out. Any sort of like pain or discomfort down there, it's gonna freak you out. So talked to him about that and everything was good. So we left the appointment, went to ultrasound. Ultrasound went amazing. Eric again was not allowed in, which was very sad for us because that's when you're hearing the heartbeat and praying to God there's only one in there, which there was. I made them look very hard. So the ultrasound went awesome, and I'm actually gonna insert like a little video here so you get to see how everything went. It was very strange and different. I got my labs done and got to hear baby's heartbeat, but it was very sad not having my husband there. But I did get lots of video and showed him when I got home. And I also got a picture here to show you guys. There's our little peanut at 8 weeks. Oh my gosh. You can already see like the little legs and arms. It's crazy. It is so crazy to see, and I'm super stoked. And the next time we go get an ultrasound, baby's gonna be big. So that's crazy. Everything was good. We came back to Petersburg, and a couple days later, I'm taking the med that my doctor prescribed, and it's taking the edge off. Like it's okay. It's definitely helping me. I could sit up some more. I might be able to cook dinner if I was sitting and like stirring my food, but I was still unable to eat. And also, I forgot to add, I'm vomiting throughout all of this. It's not just nausea. It's nausea and complete vomit everywhere all the time. I could not keep anything down. At this point, I was literally not eating. And I lost about 5 pounds, and the med was just not helping me. It was taking the edge off, but it was not doing it. So I had another like teleconference call with kind of like my case manager at the hospital. And she's just checking in on me, answering a few questions. And I told her I still was not feeling well, and she's like, let's fix that. So my doctor was out of town, but my doctor who took over prescribed me another med, which was the step up from that one, and it saved my life. I was so sick, and finally I was able to eat something. I was able to get up. I still felt like I was recovering from the flu, so I was not like snap out of it. I am completely better, but it was definitely saving my life. And I could take the pill up to 3 times a day, and I was taking it 3 times a day, absolutely, because it was that bad. And kept going and kept taking it every single day, and that's how this whole time that I've been off YouTube has been going. I have basically just trying to get my body back under control, taking the medication, stopping vomiting, decreasing the nausea, still have it, but decreasing it, and gaining some weight back, because I did drop. I was on Weight Watchers prior, so I lost roughly about 30 pounds, and I was at a good sweet spot for my body, and then I lost another 5 from not eating, and so my body was just exhausted and needed to be rebooted. So today I am 12 weeks in a couple of days, depending on how you count trimesters, weeks, things along those lines. There are several different ways to count it, and some people consider 12 weeks to be you're now in your second trimester, or it's 13 weeks, or it's 14 weeks, depending on how it's being calculated. According to my doctor, we're considering 13 weeks my second trimester. So I'm almost there, but I feel like we're definitely in a good safe zone. And I mean, pregnancy is always scary, but Jesus has got this, and I'm just along for the ride. So my symptoms right now, I am still slightly nauseous. I rarely take my medication for nausea and vomiting anymore, because nausea is normal. It's a normal thing. I only take the medication if it gets to that severe spot. If I'm a little nauseous but still able to eat something and eating my small meals throughout the day and just keeping up on the nausea, that's fine. I leave that be. But if I ever get to the point where food is no longer sounding good at all, or I'm not being able, like, feel like I'm going to throw up, then I'll take it. But I haven't taken it for a couple of days, so we're doing pretty good so far. So at this last appointment, after talking about more about my morning sickness, which is all day sickness and all of that, since I have lost weight, am on the medication, I have been diagnosed with hyperemesis gravidarum. However, it doesn't look like I might be experiencing it the entire pregnancy, or won't be as bad as I was at the beginning now that I am getting help, which basically that just means, hey, you're throwing up, getting sick, and losing weight. But thankfully we are moving forward with gaining weight, and we're all good there. I am having round ligament pain down in my lower abdomen. And I just talked to my doctor about this because I had an appointment yesterday, so I'll give you guys an update on that. He said it was totally normal. I knew it was normal, but I'm very, very aware that my lower abdomen is stretching. Like maybe it's because it's my second kid, maybe it's because I've had a C-section, so everything down there is more tender in the first place, but I can 1000% feel everything. Like, I know what's happening in there, and I can feel every sort of movement and things being shifted. And so some of it is actually really tender. Like, it feels like I really worked out my lower abdomen, like really, really well, like good. And then it's sore and tender to the touch a little bit and achy. So not necessarily like period cramps, but more along those lines of like my muscles hurt. It makes sleeping a little difficult. I can feel my hips changing already. Yes, my hips were starting to ache. My joints are starting to ache a little bit. My body's loosening up, which is all good and supposed to happen. With that meshed with fatigue and being exhausted, it's very difficult because I'm exhausted and tired and just want to sleep. I take naps, which I'm not a napper, but I take naps normally when Micah's napping. So when you mesh being exhausted, but my body aches when I lay down too long, it's a really hard mix. But I will gladly take that over dying from flu-like feeling nauseous and vomiting like I did earlier. So this is good. So everyone always wants to know all like the cravings and aversions and all of that stuff. I am having aversions, absolutely. Aversions have been what I've been feeling this entire pregnancy. And the aversions are different than the last time I was pregnant. The last time I was pregnant, you could not open up a jar of peanut butter around me. I was going to throw up. It was not gonna, it could not be open. So I've had nothing like that where it's like one specific food needs to be away from me, but I'm having it where I can literally eat what sounds good at the time. So our grocery bill has gone up, absolutely. I don't plan dinners for the week. Like normally I go shopping once a week and have all my meals planned and everything. I really just have to fly with it and see how I'm feeling that day and what sounds good that day. And so that's kind of where my aversions are coming in. I have experienced my first craving of this pregnancy, and I haven't even got to indulge in it yet. And that is Jolly Rancher flavored jelly beans. It sounds very strange, but I don't know if they're normally out and about in the stores in the lower 48. But here on my island in the middle of nowhere, they only come out at Easter time. So it's not Easter. They're not here. But I did find them on Amazon, and I bought myself a 5-pound bag of them. And you can guarantee I'm going to eat all of it. And it's supposed to be here on the 16th, and I have tracked it every single day, hoping that it gets here sooner. All right, guys, that is everything that I have to share with you for my full first trimester. I really hope that you enjoyed it. If you are feeling any of these things, if you are also pregnant, hit that thumbs up button, consider subscribing, and let me know down in the comments. I would absolutely love to have other people tag along on my journey, and we can talk about different symptoms and different things that help. Like, this is a community. Help me out. I'll try to help you out. And let's just move forward like that. So if that is something you're interested in, please subscribe, hit that bell notification button so you know when I post a video. Right now I am currently posting every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Alaska time, and I have a lot of videos coming up. If baby and pregnancy and stuff is not something you are interested in, I have so many more videos that I've posted before and many videos coming out soon. Since we are entering into the fall and then holiday season, I am stoked. It's my favorite time of year, and I really hope that you tag along. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll catch you later. Bye.